That's just exactly where they were placed, but for the most part, I think everybody did fairly well. I was really pleased. I'm hoping that these quizzes are sort of the same way, and they go pretty quickly. Alright, so let me pull up the thing and we will start talking about Egypt. We are going to move into really studying in Egypt, going into the book and working through the book on, what day are we doing that? Thursday. So tomorrow we're in the lab, so we'll be doing that on Thursday. Oh, I can bring it over. Still only enough water.
Are we on the lab on Friday too?
Yes, we're in the lab on Wednesday and Friday. We are going to take it.
Oh.
Language arts, we have math testing today. Yeah, you're taking the math one today. You took the math? Oh yeah, Miss Con. Yeah, my language arts is going today. I will tell her that you said that. Alright. Okay. You put a little boogie in it?
Well, not the way that he does it. Yeah, I know, but Mr. J.
Yeah. Came in as a message to the university. Okay. Alright. So today, I gotta make sure this starts. Ladies and gentlemen. Alright. What we're going to do today is, as a type of introduction to ancient Egypt, what we're going to do is I'm going to kind of test your knowledge on, like, it's not a test. I shouldn't say test your knowledge. I want to find out what you already know about Egypt. So we're going to run through like a couple series of questions. I'm going to have you guys fill in your knowledge on the smartboard. What is it that we know? Some of the stuff on the smartboard I will have you do. Some of it I'm just going to write down, and I'll have you just tell me what to put in. But here we go. Loading. What was that? Are we getting in? What? Oh. Alright, so here we go. Today what we're going to be talking about, like I said, we're doing an introduction to ancient Egypt. This next unit that we're talking about is actually going to cover 3 different regions. It's going to cover ancient Egypt, Mesopotamia, and Kush. Not Anthony. You know, I told that joke in my other 2 world history classes, and they're like, what? Like, they all looked at me like it was not funny. It was only funny in this class.
That's funny in this
class. So, ancient, we're going to talk about ancient Egypt. The goal for today is just sort of activate some of your prior knowledge, just get you thinking about the things you already know, remembering the things you might or might not already know. Begin to develop knowledge on the geography of ancient Egypt, and then we're also going to begin to develop knowledge of the inventions and accomplishments of the ancient Egyptians. They did some cool stuff. They really did. And there's some things that we think that they might have done that we're not really sure because people aren't necessarily in agreement about it. I actually was watching, Courtney saw it on my YouTube when I came in this morning, as I was getting ready for this. I watched a video on YouTube about some of the different theories, because there's a lot of people who disagree about how things were made in Egypt. There's a lot of varying opinions on how old things are. You alright? Okay. There's a lot of varying opinions on how old things are, how things were made, And some of them are like mild varying opinions, and then of course you have the people out there who believe that, you know, aliens built the entire thing, and that the Great Pyramid was a gigantic storage device for energy so they could send power beams all across the world, and people could transport on their flying carpets. So there's a lot of different theories as to what and how things were built. But the Egyptians did do a lot of great things. Okay. So where? Anybody want to know where? Anybody want to take a guess as to where Egypt is?
In Africa somewhere.
I never went.
Grab the Huh? I didn't think so. Got it? Alright, hit the start button. Where's Africa? Reset. Alright. The red arrow is telling you to hit the start button.
Oh, I thought you said
So where is the United States of America? Africa. Where's Australia? Where's Egypt? It's like right there.
It's over.
Alright, okay. Alright, we're gonna move on. We know where they are. Alright, what do you already know about the geography of ancient Egypt? What does the geography look like? Everybody remember back last year to geography class? What is the geography? What is the land or tradition?
Very sandy.
Sandy, okay? Sandy, what do we call areas that are very sandy? Desert. Is there one S or two S's in desert? Just one. Did you put desert? Do you know why? This is how I always remember whether there's one or two, because dessert is so good.
So good.
So good.
So in the desert it's only
Dessert.
it's only sand. The desert is no, the desert is so hot.
Yeah, desserts. You have to make it plural in order to get it. Okay, so it's sandy, it's a desert. What do we know about deserts? What do we know about deserts? What else are they? They're dry, right? So it's sandy, it's dry. What else do we know about it? Hot? Not a lot of water? Low water?
Wait, how do they survive with like these big groups of people?
Right, doing well. But there is some water. What is the...
Animals.
Animals are not part of geography.
Oh, great.
Guys.
Used to be a lot of water.
Okay. Quiet down, please. Alright, well, not a lot of vegetation. Little veggies. Nice. The Nile River. This is huge, guys. This is huge. To the knowing anything about Egypt, if there's one thing that you need to know about Egypt, other than the fact that it's in the middle of the desert, it's this.
Giant Nile River.
So the longest rivers in the world, it's also one of the only rivers that flows south to north. Not very many rivers do that. The Nile is one of them. Most of them flow north to south, but the Nile River actually flows south to north. Very odd that way. Yes, Liz. Okay? Cool night. There are sandstorms. Okay. So these are some of the things we know about the geography of Egypt.
Geography,
Looking at what's here, does it sound like it's a very easy place to live?
No.
No. Then why are there so many people there? Why are there so many people there? That's one of the things that we're going to be looking at. Is we're really going to be paying attention to why are there a lot of people living in this place that doesn't seem so nice. So what does the landscape of Egypt tell us about what life might have been like? So we have some pictures of the landscape, right? We have some desert, we have pyramids, mountain, desert regions. This is the Nile River, very important. If you notice this green area, does anybody know what this area here at the top is called?
Delta?
Wait, I just heard. What was it?
Delta?
A delta, right? Do you know what it's called, delta?
It's a triangle. Because it looks like a plane.
Because it's a triangle.
I said that.
It's a triangle. A triangle is the Greek symbol for it's delta. Delta, the Greek letter delta is a triangle. The Greek letter delta, the ancient Greek letter delta,
So why don't they just call it a triangle?
because delta is shorter. And the words that are on water.
And Delta.
So it's a delta.
Yeah.
It forms a delta. And in this delta, what happens is you have all of the silt and whatnot that flows up the river. And it basically deposits up here in this delta. It actually makes a really fertile area where lots of things grow. So along the river, there's actually a lot of vegetation. It's a lot of plant life, a lot of farms, a lot of different growth. And the plain, this area floods a lot. And then it recedes, and it floods and recedes. And when it does that, it drops a lot of rich nutrients so that the plants can grow. So this is actually, right in here, along the area, is actually a pretty good place to grow things. We actually have some pretty stable farming. Alright, let's look at it. So what we're wanting to do is, what do we think life would be like in an area like this? In an area that's really hot, really desert-like in every place but the ocean, every place except for the Nile River Valley. So it says, what does the landscape of Egypt tell us about what life might have been like there? So we're going to kind of put some things down. So what about that area would make life easy? Is there anything that would make life easy? Okay, what about it specifically? Okay. What else? On.
They have water.
Lots of water, right? They have the river flowing right through there, so it's an easy source of water. What else?
They have a lot of sand, so they make it easier.
Okay, did they make the buildings out of sand though? Out of stone. So where would we get? So the sand wouldn't necessarily help.
But the pyramid that sandstone is
So lines.
oh, iron. monkey.
Anything else? Anything else that would make living here easier? There is a lot of stone in the area. I want to go back to the pictures really quick. Alright, everybody know what this is right here? Mediterranean Sea. Do you know what this is right over here?
It's the red.
The Red Sea, right? If you can get to the Mediterranean, if you live right here along the Mediterranean, does anybody know any other places that are around the Mediterranean? Greece is there. What else? Israel's close by. Turkey's kind of close. Because it's over by Greece. It's up there. There's another large empire that was actually right out in the middle of the Mediterranean. Rome. Right? So if you live... Now, granted, Egypt was around long before any of those other places were. Right? Long before Greece, long before Rome, long before Israel was there. Or was at least an established country. But, if you can get to the Mediterranean, what can you go and do? You could conquer other places, or if you don't want to conquer other places, what else can you do?
What?
If you don't want to conquer other places, what else can you do by getting there?
You could go through the Nile.
You can go through the Nile River and that'll get you to the Mediterranean. If you don't want to conquer them, what else can you do?
What?
You can trade with them, right?
But
In Syria.
You can trade. All right. Thank you. Figure out. There's easy ways to get to things to trade. What is it? Fish. There's lots of fish.
In the Nile River.
There are a lot of fish and birds and other wildlife. If you notice, if you pay attention to Egyptian art and even Egyptian the Egyptian religion, the Egyptian gods, you will see animals represented all over the place because there's tons of animals nearby.
They used to have cats.
So they can easily hunt and fish and gather food. They can grow crops because they have the plentiful area. So there are all kinds of things that would make life easier. What are some things that would make life more difficult? What are some things that would make life difficult?
Probably predators. I noticed like a lot of scorpions and
Predators? What else? Heat. Oh, goodness. I don't just... Okay, we'll talk about sandstorms earlier. We can put that here. It does make things more difficult. There.
In the Egyptian religion, if you believe that land's cursed, you would
Avoid it.
avoid it. So even if it was harmful,
Cursed land, places you could not go.
other countries,
Okay. They are sort of right in the middle, and being on that area, right on the Nile, where all those things can grow, it may make life easier, and you get a lot of food and stuff like that, but it also makes you a huge target for people who want to conquer you. Like, Riley.
not near the Nile, where you get some country.
Okay. river itself is freshwater, just like almost all rivers are freshwater. It's a freshwater river, but it feeds into the Mediterranean, which is saltwater. Yeah.
Isn't it like the triangle, the delta, is it like a lazy river or something?
No, it's slow. I don't know. I wouldn't. Yeah, it's pretty rough. I don't know. I've never been there to know exactly what it's like, but I know that it was slow enough in areas they built different structures in parts of the delta. So it's not. I don't know. Everything I've seen, it doesn't look any faster or slower than any other river I've seen. Zach?
Well, yeah, maybe you could fall into the water and, get hurt.
Okay.
There's piranhas in it? No,
there's piranhas in Renata.
Yeah, everyone has a
I'm not sure about the piranhas.
crocodile.
There are crocodiles. There are crocodiles. So we have predators, right? So we have water hazards, we have predators. Anything else that would make it more difficult? Anything else that you think would make it more difficult living in the predators? There might be less food. What happens when the Nile doesn't flood like it's supposed to? Alright?
Every year a little bit.
Sometimes it floods. Sometimes it doesn't flood. And when it doesn't flood and you have a drought, you don't have enough water, you don't grow much food. Alright guys. Have a good day. See you later.
Oh, yeah.
How's it going, sir? Yeah, buddy. Right.
All I did was I used the word. So I was like, our first ancestors were father's first ancestors.
Yeah.
We don't need books, do we?
No. If there's a book out on your desk, please go put it away.
Are we going to take the whole period of that?
No.
Yeah, we have a quiz.
It's just matching.
We don't have that, we have a quiz.
Yeah, it's matching. Why did I want to call it this year?
Hey,
Oh, I told you guys are getting a different cut in first period, right? Yeah.
Why would we?
I like your shirt.
Why are we getting a different type of?
I know. Yeah. I like my shirt. I don't think
It's Wednesday today.
It's Tuesday.
Okay, go.
It's like you're a fan of a team you don't know who's for that. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get started in just a minute. What I would like you to do, quiet please. What I would like you to do